Today I'm going to give you a review of this JetBoil that I brought 8 years ago, and I've been using it so much. My wife and I have been on so many adventures. We took it on a 1,000-kilometer through hike in the desert in Israel. We took it on our Kick in the States adventure in the west coast of America, kick scooting from Vancouver to Mexico. We've took it on expeditions around the world to Tanzania, Borneo. We've had it while camping in the UK. We've took it through hiking. We used it on our mountain leader, and I absolutely love this JetBoil. It's my absolute best camping buddy, and it survived so much, and it's still working absolutely fine. I never had any problems with it, and I want to give you a breakdown of how the JetBoil works and why it's worth investing in a little bit of a better kit to last you for 8+ years. The main benefit of a JetBoil, in my opinion, that it combines 2 in 1. So it's got its own burner that attaches to the gas canister, and then also the pot is on the top. So you can use this pot for cooking, you can use it for boiling water, you can use it in a variety of different ways, whilst another cooking system will mean that you'll have your gas canister and the burner in one side, and then you need to bring a separate pot, and this way you always have a way to boil water or cook your pouch. The second benefit of the JetBoil, which is absolutely huge, is the speed. Because of the way that it's constructed and the burner is attached directly to the pot, it boils the water inside of JetBoil really quickly, and it also has this isolated neoprene rubber protection that keeps it warm and perhaps stopping some of the heat loss during the boil process. If you're looking at the JetBoil for mainly boil water to make coffees, teas, or heat up water for your expedition food pouches, either pour them in or put the pouch inside the pot and warm it up, I think this is absolutely perfect for it. I don't think there's any other pot that does it as good as this. There are other competitors that are adopting this same shape of JetBoil using the burner attached to the pot above. I haven't used them. MSR use it, and I know Primus use it, but JetBoil were the first to do it, and I think this kit is so robust and lasts for so long that I wouldn't even look elsewhere. So if you look closely at the JetBoil, you'll see there's this insulation that covers the pot. So even when it boils, you can come and hold it pretty much with your hands. There's also a handle to help you hold it and pour it more easily. The top of the pot has a lid that has a little gap for the steam to come out. So when the JetBoil boils, you can see the steam coming out of here. The lid helps the boil process to go quicker, but also once the boil is finished and you turn off the gas, it makes sure that your water stays warm for longer. There's a little mouthpiece here that you can use to pour the water into your pouch or into your coffee. I don't recommend drinking directly from this unless you are 100% sure that it's cold enough to drink so you don't get burned. There's a little rubber socket in here that I use to put my lighter, so every time I need to light this JetBoil, I've got a lighter attached to it. I do take it off when I boil the water, and then as soon as I'm finished, I just pack it back in, so it's really convenient having it. The JetBoil also comes with a little plastic cup or cover at the bottom. I don't like using this so much. It's a bit soft and not very useful. You can use it as a cup or a bowl or a plate for your food, so it is useful to have around, but I don't think it's so robust, and I don't love eating or drinking from this sort of kind of soft plastic, but it does protect the bottom area of the JetBoil. So that was the outside of the JetBoil, and let me show you what's inside of it. So you open the lid. Inside the JetBoil, we've got the stabilizer, the gas canister stabilizer that opens up and attaches to the gas. It has 2 sizes, so if you have a small or a large gas canister, they both fit. Because it's quite high, you don't want it to tilt, and this helps it stay upright. If you are using it in the woods or on a flat surface, I would recommend using it all the time and not just trust the gas to keep the JetBoil steady. So the next thing that comes up from the JetBoil is the burner, which just screws on quite easily on top of the gas canister, and this is the next level. It's got a little valve here that opens and closes the gas for coming into the burner. Some of the JetBoil comes with their own lighter, so a little button that once you open the gas, you can click that lights the JetBoil, which is pretty nice, although I never felt like it's an essential for this kit. And once the burner is attached, you can attach the actual pot and container. Just twist it a little bit and it attaches, and it's really strong, so you can hold the whole unit from the top. Even 8 years after buying this is still as strong as from the day we opened it. So it's absolutely fantastic. I have in the past tried to heat up food directly in the JetBoil, so like put in a rice pack or cook some onions on it, and it's a possibility. However, the bottom does burn quite easily because the JetBoil is so strong. If you put some food on the bottom of the JetBoil and light it up, even on the lowest setting, it can burn quite quickly, and then you'll have a little bit of a crusty sort of burnt food on the bottom of the JetBoil. And if you want to make a coffee or tea, that could be a little bit of a problem. So yeah, I don't tend to use it for direct cooking. If you wanted to use the JetBoil to cook on your own pot or on a pan, let's say you want to make eggs or pancakes or anything like that, you can get this additional attachment that opens up like that. It does fit inside the JetBoil, so you can take it with you, and it just fits on top of the burner, and it becomes like a regular stove, so you can use your own pots on it. To me, this attachment means that I can use the JetBoil for expeditions, using expedition food, and just use it for boiling water. But also, if I go camping with friends in a campsite and I want to bring my own pans or pots, I can use this JetBoil as well. It's multifunctional, and I can use the JetBoil in a variety of different ways. So yeah, I love this little addition to the JetBoil kit. I always have it with me inside the JetBoil. So once the JetBoil is assembled, you can fill it up with water, take the lighter out, put it on the floor, turn the gas on, and just light it through these grills. It would light in a second, and the water will boil within 2 to 3 minutes. Another tip that isn't always known by JetBoil users is this little diagram here that shows you how to pack the JetBoil. If you have a small gas canister, which I normally do, I didn't have one at home today for this video, but it's half this size. It's a mini screw top gas canister that you can take with you. That actually fits inside the JetBoil, and this diagram tells you exactly how to fit in. According to the diagram, you'd put the stabilizer first, then the burner facing down, then the small gas canister facing up, and then you can use and then you top it up with this attachment that goes on top, and then the lid will screw on. This will mean that the JetBoil is packed in the most efficient way. I think otherwise, if you don't follow this diagram, you won't be able to fit it in all in this mini JetBoil. So I love this little bit, and I'm always excited about fitting my JetBoil back in. Talked a lot about the pros of the JetBoil, but what are the cons? One of the main cons, I think, is a little bit to do with safety, and is because it's got a really high center of gravity. So when you fill it up with water, it can topple off quite easily if you don't use the stabilizers and if you don't put it on flat ground. If you are using it on an uneven surface, what I do is I take these little stabilizers and try to push them into the soil to make sure the JetBoil is upright. On a flat surface, it's very, very stable. The second negative of the JetBoil, which I mentioned before, is that it's very, very strong. So if you want to use it for cooking any food, it can burn the food quite quickly. So I don't recommend using it for cooking or counting on this as your main cooking device. It's more of a device to boil water or making coffees or teas, or using it for heating up your outdoor expedition food sachets if they're already hydrated sachets, and I put them inside, top it up with water, and it will boil through the water and heat up your sachet. but I don't really use it for inside cooking. But as I said, you can use this attachment to bring an additional pot and use the JetBoil as a regular stove. Another con of using the JetBoil, and this is pretty much my fault, is that I let the JetBoil run out of water. So you boiled all the water, all the steam came out, and then the pot got really hot and it started melting a little bit of this neoprene rubber. So I started smelling the smell of burnt rubber, and immediately I turned it off. But this is a user mistake rather than a JetBoil mistake. But just bear in mind when you're using your JetBoil to make sure that it doesn't run out of water and it doesn't get overly heated. But anyway, it's still working fine. The insulation is still there, and it didn't cause any massive damage. JetBoil company now produces a variety of different JetBoils models. I think there's 4 or 5 different types. This one resembles most to the Zip, which is the small size, which for me was absolutely enough. I never felt like I needed anything bigger. In terms of the weight, this is absolutely great. I never thought twice about taking it with me on an expedition. The gas canister is the heaviest bit, so if you can get the smaller one, it will save you quite a lot of weight. But overall, the JetBoil itself, I don't know exactly how many grams it weighs, but it's super lightweight, and I never thought twice about taking it with me. This is my 8-year-on review of the JetBoil. It works the same as if I just brought it out of the shop. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got so much admiration to JetBoil for creating this amazing product. If you have any questions about the JetBoil, do comment below. I'll be happy to answer. And thank you for watching my review.